Light Talk episode 20. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Light Talk episode. My name is Manni and you can find me over at Retutpro.com, the channel where you get to learn Photoshop and photography in weekly quick tutorials. So in today's Light Talk episode, we're going to talk about a simple 5-light setup. The whole project here was for Elinchrom. Elinchrom has written out a competition where you can win a brand new strobe set from Elinchrom. The task was to again shoot yourself like kind of a selfie with Elinchrom gear in your photo. So we came up here in the studio to take a portrait or basically a team photo of us with all the Elinchrom gear that we have in the studio because we have quite a lot here. So yeah, our idea was to have kind of like a war thing going on with strobes running around and then a lot of light from the background. And also to have in general a lot of light on this whole picture. So yeah, on the screen right away you guys get to see the final result. It's obviously not out of camera, it's a lot of Photoshop in there as well. So let's also talk a bit about the light setup here. First of all, on the finished result you get to see that there are 4 lights in the background, left and right again. So these are 4 strobes, all of them have 82-inch silver inlined umbrellas, no diffusing material, nothing. But they were powered up almost to maximum power to get a really hard strobe from the back, obviously left and right, again with rim lights, so it goes all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom when shooting full body shots. So again, that was very important for us to have that as our first light in the back. Obviously it's 4, so the first 4 lights. Let's actually move over here to the light setup so you guys get to see again the complete light setup. Also, we started out with a 50% charcoal gray backdrop in the back, so we can also edit later in Photoshop a nice strobe behind us. So there wasn't another light behind us, that is all in Photoshop. Then left and right in the background you guys get to see the 4 strobes with the 82-inch silver inlined umbrella. Those are in the background on maximum power to give a really nice rim light all the way from top to bottom. In the front, we've had a polyboard on the left hand side with white facing to the subject, and on the right also a polyboard but with black facing the subject. So both of these had 2 different properties here. First of all, the left one with the white is again, so the spill that comes from the right hand side from the umbrellas, there's so much light spill that goes around the subject that goes onto the polyboard and bounces back onto the subject. So the subject is really nice and bright in the front actually, but it wouldn't do too much. We needed to add another light for that. But more about that in a few seconds. Then on the right hand side again also polyboard with black. So we have a bit of contrast and shadows and just darken those shadows a bit more on the right hand side. And then also obviously in the front, still the beauty dish, also no grid, just silver inlined, no diffusing, nothing at all, but on a medium power to also get another pop in the face, but also a bit more spill again on the front of the subject. So that's what we've also added. So that's actually the complete light setup right there. Yeah, and then let's also move over to me, the first subject. So again, the idea was to have kind of a war thing, me screaming, a reflector on the head, a few strobes in the hand, but we didn't flash them, which was actually a mistake. I needed to then afterwards in Photoshop fake in the flashes. So it would be easier to right away take photos with the flash. Okay, but you guys can actually see again left and right the strobe going all the way around. On the right hand side it's nice and dark with the shadows, again with the polyboard also enhancing and just making that a bit more. And then on the left side again the polyboard with white, so that it can again bounce off and brighten the subject a bit more. And obviously you guys get to see here the beauty dish lightens up the subject a bit more, and also the face gives it a nice pop there too. Let's move over to Jaco. Again, the second picture that we did was him also having the 4 lights in the background, the polyboard's the same, and he is actually holding another light with a strobe, kind of doing a wizard thing there, and that light was on medium power, no actually on the lowest power it can go, so it's not overexposing his face, which it actually does a little bit. But in Photoshop we're adding again a bit of a flare thing there, so it kind of suits the image a bit. Very important again for this project was placing the subject exactly on the same spot as I was standing. So the Jaco and Nicki, both of my assistants here, when I was done with the shoot they had to stand exactly on the same spot. So the rim lights look the same, the beauty dish looks the same, the polyboards left and right, they are all the same. Obviously in Photoshop you'll align them a bit better and resize them again. But overall all the lights were the same. He only had another light in his hand, so that exposed as well. Great, so let's move over to Nicki as well. You guys get to see here, again, left and right we have the strobes, front key light there with the beauty dish. Also it lights up really nicely his foreground because he has a bit of a lighter shirt on there. And then also, again, on the right hand side it darkens down a bit with the polyboard. And also he has again another, his arm is actually hiding inside of a few reflectors there, kind of pretending if he has a bazooka in his hand, and he's also shooting with that extra strobe. Now the extra strobe is also on the lowest power possible, so it's not overexposing and also getting that camera flare. So yeah, that was the basic shot. Then we went over to and just moved the backlights or just put it closer together. So meaning in the background we've added the 4 lights closer together and switched the power down completely to the lowest power. So we can actually get some details in the umbrella. So you can actually on the silver see a bit of contrast and actually see the strobes itself. So it's not blowing out completely. So that was an extra shot, and I've cut out then again those strobes and placed them separately on a new background in Photoshop. And as an extra shot just for you guys, we took another shot here just of the beauty dish in the front, so you guys get to see also what the beauty dish looked like from the front. So yeah, and then in Photoshop, obviously aligned everything together. First of all, the background, then adding the 4 strobes in the back, adding another light in the back behind us, so it kind of looks like a vignetting effect behind us. Then adding the subject, yeah, then merging everything together, add a really nice color effect, and a last sharpness effect right on top. So all done in Photoshop in the end. Guys, so that's basically it for this light talk. And if you're like me and just can't get enough of Photoshop or photography, click on the screen right now to subscribe. We send out free Photoshop and photography tutorials every single week. And don't forget, we love to stay in touch, so leave your comment down below or send us your requests to tutorials@retutpro.com. Thanks again guys for watching. We see you all in the next tutorial. And if you want to see some more light talks, then check down below in the description is a link directly to our website where you can find the whole series from all our light talks. So yeah guys, or if you want, on the right hand side are some more tutorials from the channel.